All right, welcome back to NCAA, NFL, Fantasy Faves, 12th Warrior. We're going to go ahead and look back here real quick to the first 4 weeks, specifically week 4 since I missed reviewing that. Um, so before I do all that, let me just say that before I was a Chiefs fan, I was a Rams fan. So now that I gave Chiefs Beat and KCChiefsBeat.com a good 3-4 year run and had very little participation on the website. I've expanded to this Fantasy Faves League where I have 12 teams, 6 NFL teams, 6 college teams, and it's basically weekly pitting those teams up against each other in a fantasy format, and the winner is determined on what they do in real life. So for any fans out there that get upset that you're seeing so many different teams, just relax. I had one dog at one point. My dog unfortunately passed after 14 and a half years of me being truly devoted and loving him, and now I have 5 more. So total of 6 dogs, and I just realized that there's enough love to go around. Ultimately we're gonna have that one favorite dog, or God forbid child. But it doesn't mean that we love the original dog less, or you know what I'm saying? So it's like there's enough love to go around. So if you have an issue with seeing a Rams hat and a Chiefs shirt, then this isn't for you. All right, but I am offering you guys to get to participate in this league if you like. Go ahead and message me at d.bitty on Instagram. You're gonna have to follow me first, and then I'll follow you back. But go ahead and direct message me, and you can be a part of this. I do have prizes. I'm going to give away this at the end of the year. I did say I was going to give away my ESPN 30 for 30, but since no one jumped in at the beginning of the season, I guess you gets to keep that. Yours truly. So Ballers is up for grabs. I will give out the other prizes that I mentioned in earlier videos. So wanted to touch base on week 4 real quick before I jump into week 5. There was a number of teams that are in my fantasy league that were on bye weeks. So I believe that happened last week. But I never did get around to giving week 4 standings and results and so forth. So let me break that off real quick. Week 4, you had Seattle going up against the LA Rams. Both teams won, but when both teams win, it's who basically allowed the least amount of points. So the Rams played Arizona and they only allowed 13 points, whereas Seattle played the Jets and they allowed 17 points. So the Rams win that game and move their record up to 3-1. Seattle drops the game and they drop to 1-3. Next up, you have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. That game, the Chiefs just lost straight out to Pittsburgh. I don't even want to touch that game, really. That was a sore spot for me. The Jaguars actually looks like they defeated Indy 30-27. So their record bumped up to 2-2. The Chiefs dropped to 1-3 on the year. The Saints versus the Tennessee Titans. The Saints were 0-3. Tennessee was 1-2 going into this. And the Saints actually won a game, if you can believe it. They actually played San Diego and they won their game against San Diego. Tennessee lost their game at Houston. So Tennessee is now 1-2. 1-3. And the Saints are 1-3 as well. Moving into the NCAA section, you had the Washington Huskies taking on the Michigan Wolverines. You had the Huskies winning that game, beating Stanford. This was a good one. Both teams won. Michigan, however, they allowed 7 points and the Huskies allowed 6 points. So go figure. So the Huskies won by a single point. That was a great weekend. Huskies moved to 3-1. The Wolverines also at 3-1. But surprisingly enough, Michigan held on to the top spot in the power rankings, which I'll get to next. The Bruins took on the Missouri Tigers. The Tigers lost straight out, and the Bruins beat Arizona, so they moved to 3-1. Missouri's 2-2. And finally, wrapping up, you got the Florida State Seminoles versus the LSU Tigers, and the Seminoles lost. Tigers won. Tigers move up to 3-1. Seminoles drop to 1-3. Power rankings for that week of Week 4: Michigan number 1, Washington Huskies number 2, LA Rams number 3, moving up 7 spots, if you can imagine. UCLA Bruins 4, LSU Tigers 5, Missouri Tigers 6, Florida State Seminoles 7, the Kansas City Chiefs 8, Seattle Seahawks 9, Tennessee Titans 10, Jaguars of Jacksonville 11, and still in the cellar, or actually in the cellar, the New Orleans Saints at number 12. All right, so that was Week 4, and let's jump ahead to Week 5. I'll talk to you later.